Does anybody want some wine?
What's up, all my Wine Down with Tony podcast listeners? Thank y'all for tuning in once again for another episode of Wine Down with Tony. I got a lot of great reviews on the last video that I did with Tay. HIV is not a death sentence, so if you haven't already checked that out, please go to the Wine Down with Tony YouTube channel. Please like us on Instagram, follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook. What else are we on? Spotify, Apple Music, and iHeartRadio, and SoundCloud, if you haven't already done so or whatever. I have a very great show for you all today. I have one of my best friends on the show today, and it's gonna be a good show. So without further ado, I'm gonna bring my friend Diana Catalina Velez, aka Cats. What's up,
Hello.
girl?
Hello, Tony, with an
What's going
I.
on? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So, if y'all don't know, Kat is currently in Italy right now. We met at Fort Stewart in 2017-ish. We were friends, ever since, give or take, whenever she's getting on my nerves, I just kind of isolate myself from her. Actually, it's the other way around, but we won't go there. This is not what this video is about. But right now she's in Italy, and right now I'm in Germany. So hopefully after the restrictions are over and both of us are fully vaccinated, I can go over there and sleep in her guest bedroom.
Yeah.
But before we start, let me
my
put
home.
my at the beach because my hands are a little
Yes, at the beach.
ashy. So let's
Anyone
do
who
that.
knows me knows I love some damn coconut.
Yes, thank you for putting me on, girl. Got to get these. Well, I won't. Well, we won't go there for obvious reasons. You don't have to. So, Kat is not drinking with us on this episode. Why aren't you drinking with us?
So I am not drinking because I am cleansing. I have an ALC date, so I'm getting ready, and I want to make weight for ALC. So I had to cut off liquor because liquor it'd be setting me back too often. But I did bring 2 bottles of my favorite wine to share on your podcast. So
okay, show
I
us.
will show you what they are. So I have this bottle right here. It's called a Contrada. It's out in Italy, so I used to only drink sweet wine. Stella Rosa was my thing before I got here, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after being here for a year and a half, my taste palette has changed. So it's not sweet, but it's not super bitter, but it's a really good dinner wine. It's one of my favorites, and wine over here is super cheap. Like I think this bottle is like maybe €6. That's like $8. And then I always still have a sweet wine, and this is Sangue di Giuda, which is pretty much the blood of Christ. So for my Catholics out there, this is probably what they're giving you. No, I'm just kidding. But this is a sweet and fizzy wine. They're both red, but this is like €4, so that's like $6. Okay, I've been stocking up. But before I leave here, I'm going to have the 300 bottles that I'm allowed to take with me. And that's what I'm going to do.
Well, I hope you reach your goal with 300 bottles. How many bottles are you at right now?
I think at my house, I probably have like 40.
40? Okay, yeah, you got a whole bar. Okay, that's good to know then or whatever. Okay, well, since you're not drinking, so last week was my birthday. My friends had a little birthday dinner for me. Someone bought this for me. So I was like, I haven't opened it yet. I'm just going to open this up. This is Dark Horse I've never had it before, but I always see it at the shopette. So we're gonna crack this thing open and see what it's giving. It's a rosé, dry, bright, and crisp. Okay, so while I'm opening this, I'm gonna start off with the mental check-in. So, Kat, how are you doing mentally right now? How are you on a scale from 1 to 10?
Mentally, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna say I'm at a 7. So the only reason I say I'm at a 7 and not say I'm at a 10, because you go through things in your life, and regardless of anything, you're not always fucking happy. It's just not how it works. But I'm really happy in my life right now. But there's still stuff to work on. I am not. I'm dieting, having to work out, not being able to drink. That brings me down to a 7.
Yeah. So you're pretty good right now then, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty decent.
Okay, yeah, girl. I see you leaving your wife over there in Italy, girl. I really can't wait to come visit you. For me, mentally, I'm sorry if there's a lag. I'm sorry, girl. You know how to get me together. Say, hold up, bitch, I ain't done talking now. Hold up. No. So me mentally, right now I'm good. It's been hard these last few weeks. And I said it in my last episode. It's hard being over here by myself, especially on lockdown. But things are opening up. I'm partially vaccinated. You are too. So once we're fully vaccinated here in Germany, the restrictions are not as heavy as they are if you aren't fully vaccinated. So yeah, right now I'm good. My friends threw me a great surprise birthday gathering last Saturday, and it was it wasn't, I expected it, but I didn't expect it to be done on the level that it was done. The preparation, the time, the thought of behind the gifts, really, like, the gifts that they gave me, you would only know to give me those gifts, and they were simple gifts only if you were listening to stuff I say that I like randomly.
Okay.
So I appreciate that. So right now I'm good. I feel good or whatever, and I finally got my girl on the show.
I know we've been trying for what, 2-3 weeks now.
Yeah, we've been trying.
Not succeeding. But it's okay, because better late than never. So
yes, and better late than never. So the topic for this podcast is
I'm excited.
labels.
Labels. Okay.
Yeah, labels. So I wanted to talk about this because most of my friends, surprisingly, are young people who date and have sexual relationships with many people with no strings attached, protected, of course, and safely, of course. I mean, it's okay if I don't mind hanging around with sluts. We won't name any names. We won't name drop. But
Okay.
I know that there's always pressure, especially when you're dating and then you're only dating one person at this one given time, or only having sexual relations with this one person at one given time, and people start to see you all interact together. They want you to label it in what it's supposed to be, but for you, you're just, and not you specifically, but any. Yeah, you're just kind of like, we're just, going with the flow or whatever. So I wanted to get your perspective on labels. How do you feel about labels?
So honestly, I feel like this topic is great for me, because I feel like you've seen me go from being in a relationship to not being in a relationship, and how my whole dynamic changed, right? So I've done the label, had a boyfriend, shoot, I was once married, so on and so forth. But I've never been as happy as I am without any labels. And that's because it takes off so much pressure, right? So the expectation to do certain things, or to be certain things in whatever type of situation you are with that person, is out of the window, because there's no label to it. It is what it is, and that's it. You just ride out with it. You go with the flow. There's no extra stuff. It's just it's like a worry-free relationship almost.
And that's a good point, because what I've noticed is when you're dating somebody and you put a label on it, they start to expect things out of you. So if I call you my boyfriend, or my girlfriend, you're expecting those qualities out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If opposed to us just, kicking it or whatever, that's all you're expecting out of me. And so I don't have the stress of trying to provide for you like another half or something like that.
No, yeah, and honestly, at this point, really in my life, I don't see like a relationship in my near future. I don't, because of the simple fact that I feel like when I did label whatever it was, it just brought so much like different stuff that it just brought out like a different side of both parties, right? Because at the end of the day, there's two people in a relationship, and it's like, okay, but yeah, we were having fun, like there was, you know, we did what we did and that's it. But once you like, oh well, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend, it's like, okay, well, like now you have to like actually take into consideration their feelings and how they feel about certain things, how they grew up, how they expect it, and you're just like who are you? And it's
Okay.
just a total different person.
Yeah, I agree. So my next question is, I had a friend who I was talking to, and she was basically telling me that before her and her now husband made things official and put a label on their relationship, she didn't cook for him. She didn't clean for him. She didn't do his laundry. They didn't live together. They were just, dating until they felt like, now, I like you enough to want to, make you my fiance and marry you. So I don't know what your current situationship or dating life is like right now. I kind of do, but if you want to elaborate on that, you can. But I just wanted to ask you, if you're just fucking someone, do you cook for them? Do you clean for them? Or, how close is the relationship when you all are just having sex?
So it honestly depends on the person. It really does. Because, I mean, you know me on a personal level, so you know that I'm always a caretaker. It doesn't matter who it is, whether we're having sex, whether we're just friends, whether we're whatever we are. I am a caretaker naturally. I will cook. I will clean. I will. I. That's just how I grew up. So it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be any different. It's not gonna be like, oh well, I'm not your girlfriend, so I'm not gonna. That's just who I am. I'm not gonna change who I am because you're not used to a girl. Like that's who I am as a person. Doesn't matter what's going on between us. It's just not me. Yes, I will elaborate. I am single. I'm just going with the flow, honestly. Like I just I talk to people. That's about it, and then I do what I do
Yeah.
when I need to do it, and that's it.
Period.
But I mean, I leave that window open because I don't want a relationship right now.
Wow.
I think after you're in a relationship for so long and then you lose yourself and then you find yourself again and then it's just like you realize that your worth is so much more that you're not
Mhm.
willing to just give it to anybody. You're not willing to just give them the relationship.
Mhm.
But I do see where, like some people might be like, well, you doing all that stuff and they're not even, they're never gonna take you serious because you're already doing it. That's on them. That's their loss, not my loss.
Yeah.
Me, I'm gonna keep on doing what I do because that's who I am.
Mhm.
But if they see it as, oh well, she's gonna do it. One day, I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna meet someone who's gonna be like, hey, like let's be in a relation. Shoot, maybe I'm like, well, why not? Let's try it.
Yeah.
And then those other people are gonna be like, dang, like, where did she go?
Yeah.
And you know how I
So,
am. I like to ghost people.
yeah, we know. Even your friends. Yeah.
I don't ghost my friends. Sometimes you guys
Okay.
need to be ghosted. I'm just playing.
Okay, that's gonna be another video, okay? Because I do have a bone to pick with you. No, but
Okay.
so do you think that so after you came out of your relationship where you said that you lost yourself, and so I'm your friend, so I did see you begin to date many people. Do you think that? Well, I wouldn't even call him dating many people. I don't want to put your business out there. I just want to
I
simply
was
ask.
fucking many people. Yeah.
Okay.
Just go ahead. It's okay. I told you,
Okay.
nothing's
Yes.
on the table. Yeah.
Okay.
After my relationship, I think I had like a whole phase, I guess you call it a whole phase, right? We have to, because of labels, right? You got to label it something. So I had a whole phase, and
Yeah.
to me, it wasn't a whole phase because I was straightforward with everyone I was with, and I protected myself. I made sure they were protected. It wasn't like I was messing with every guy I saw on the street. That's not what it was. There were specific people that I knew that I ended up meeting and that I had a sexual relationship with throughout my time. And that's it. And then we knew what it was, and they knew like I wasn't looking for a relationship. I had just gotten out of a relationship, and they knew that there were other people involved. It was very, after my relationship, I realized that honesty is going to be literally the best policy, because I'm not going to sit here
Yeah.
and tell you, oh, I'm not doing this, this, and that to make you feel better. Because if you're not comfortable with it, then the door's right there.
Period.
Be
Okay. And
like be
don't.
straightforward. Be straightforward with me. Like if you messing with other people, okay,
Yeah.
cool. But when I had first gotten out of my relationship, I needed to find myself, because I kind of like lost my self esteem after my relationship, because like he left me for someone else,
Yeah.
like, and didn't even, he only left me because I found out, and he got upset, and I was like, it was a big ego hurt for me. Like I was like, I'm sorry, you left me. I was like, me. I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was in shock, and then I feel like I needed to feel that I was attractive, that I was wanted, that I was everything that I knew I already was. And I don't, and it just, that's the road I took. And that's okay. It was okay for me. I don't regret it at all. I needed it. But now I'm in a different place. So I don't
So
mess
do
with more
you?
than one person at a time now.
Okay, and that's good. But I wanted to ask you, do you think so? So from what I'm getting from what you just said is, so after you got out of that relationship, your dealings with many men after that was for your own validation.
Yeah, it was. It was for validation to myself. It was to like give myself the reassurance that, hey, like, you are wanted, you are
Yeah.
beautiful, you are everything that people want to be. But really, but it was what I needed at that time.
Yeah.
Can you get out of the thing?
Hi.
What's happening?
Welcome to Lie Down with Tony.
Yeah, it's live, and you just came into
Are
it.
we live, baby?
Yeah, we are live. Yes.
Yeah, which way the camera is? Okay, yeah.
This is Justin, one of my friends out here.
Hi, Justin. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Pickle. Anyways,
Okay.
I
So, okay.
apologize.
No, that's fine. I love it. I love the authenticity. Do you think you're a slut?
Yes, 100%.
Wow. He has no filter.
I'm sorry, we're live.
Yes.
Shots.
I don't think I'm a slut as much as I think I know what I want.
You're a whore.
I know what I want, and I'm gonna do who and what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Taking a shot.
Stop, my bad.
You're running the whole stream.
So, okay, so I wanna take it back to one of our friends. He was, involved with someone for a long periodically time, if that's the word, it's not a word. And he ended that relationship, and then he immediately kind of moved on to a new relationship. And at that time, you being a protective friend, kind of you gave him a lot of I wouldn't say backlash, but you really gave it to him, raw, like no Vaseline, like, for real.
I really did. I know exactly what you're talking about.
How do you feel now looking back on how you acted in that moment versus kind of what you're going through now with how your friends are with you now in your situationship?
I don't regret it. I literally felt like at that time that's what they needed. And I'm a big believer that you shouldn't just jump into something else. I haven't jumped into anything else without thinking about it. Like I was, I had an ex, right? I had my whole phase for what? Like 7 months, whatever.
Yeah.
Before I came out here, I did what I did. I came here.
Became a slut.
Shut up. I didn't become a slut to the people watching. But I gave myself rules when I came out here, and that was that I was like, I'm not gonna mess with more than one person at a time. And that's just because one, I didn't want to like I didn't need the validation anymore. Like I knew who I was. Like I just felt like I was like, for what? I was like really, I just want one consistent thing. We don't have to be in a relationship. I just want someone who I can have sex with, and that's it. I was like, and that's what I was looking for out here, and that's all I really wanted.
Yeah. So I want to share a quick story. I know that by the time we met and got close, before I actually settled down, I was a slut from the 90s. I really was. And I think that you and my other friends, I think y'all look at me, y'all don't look like, if y'all would have known me like a few years ago, you would be like, oh yeah, he's a slut. But because I wasn't going through that phase when we met, that I feel like you guys don't like see me as like being a slut or whatever. But I just want to be transparent with the viewers. When I first joined the Army, and that was the first time I was by myself ever. 19 years old, you have your own car, staying in the barracks with your own room, you got your own freedom. Because I felt like I came from a home where I didn't receive the love that I wish I would have received, I found that in other people. And so I would sleep with people, at least I would sleep with 4 different people in the course of no. we won't go there, but
it's neither here nor there.
Yeah, or everywhere. but and I don't know where I was going with that, but for this moment, I just wanted to be transparent with my view, the people who watch, and with you, because I don't know if you've ever known me to really just go out there and be flooded out. But
I feel like everybody should do it. I feel like,
is there something empowering?
Going through the motions of having only a physical relationship with someone, and because you have to label it something. You can't just be like, oh, that's just my friend. We have sex sometimes. Everybody wants to label something like, oh, y'all are friends with benefits. Y'all are in an open relationship. Y'all are something. I don't know, whatever. But you don't, like, everybody should go through it. I'm not saying everybody should just go out and sleep with many people, and then I'm not saying that. I'm saying there should be a time in which you can meet many people at a time. You don't have to sleep with all of them, but you can date them. And that's another thing. Like, there's a stigma that you have. You can only date one person at a time. You're dating them. You're getting to know them. You guys aren't together. You're dating. You guys are getting to know each other to see if there's a potential for something real. So I don't think that you should be limited to just dating one person. You can. Okay. I feel like you should be able to date. You should be able to date like many people, but it should be on both sides. Now, if you're telling me like I'm dating someone and then that person's like, well, I'm dating you and I'm dating someone else. I'm like, okay, and then like go date other people, but doesn't mean I have to. If I'm okay with just dating that person, I'm like, I only want to pay attention to one person at a time. My life is hectic. Maybe I can only deal with one person at a time. Yeah. And maybe that's the time to do many people at a time. And that's fine. But as long as the honesty is there and you're just like, hey, this is what it is. I want you to, put it all on the table. I'm using protection with both of y'all. I'm doing this. I'm like, fine, okay.
Yeah.
Like some people have schedules. I have friends that have a schedule that like they're whoever they're messing with, they have a schedule like every Wednesday, and then if every Wednesday they can't come, then they have like an alibi day. That works for them. Other people like it spontaneous. They're just like whenever we link up, then we link up, and that's it. But it has to be mutual. Because if it's not, because if it's like, oh well, I'm like, hey, I'm dating you and someone else, and they're like, well, I don't want you to date someone else, and then at that point you need to make the decision. You're like, okay, well, like, am I really willing to only date you? If I've already been seeing someone else, and like, how's that fair to the other person also? Because they're comfortable with me seeing other people, but you're not. So why do I have to make myself less for you?
Right.
No, I'm not saying you shouldn't. Maybe that other person, you're like, well, I've been dating this other person for a while now, and I mean, it's not there, and I feel more of a connection with this guy. Let me try. Let me just be like, hey, like, I'm only gonna date him for, I want to see where it goes, and that's fine. But it has to be because I want it, not because the other person is telling me, hey, I don't want you. No, that's not how it works here. It's how I want it. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. That's on you. That's your emotions. So you don't have to date me, and that's okay.
So what you're saying is there needs to be a verbal agreement, beforehand.
Agreements about everything, okay? Consent. Keyword is consent.
Yeah. That is so neat to me, though. And what is your situationship now? How would you describe it? Okay.
I met with someone on occasion.
Okay.
It's not a relationship.
Yeah.
There's no feelings involved. Like, it's more of for me, it's more of a comfort thing. It's I have a need.
Yeah.
I get my needs fulfilled.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I have, at the same time, I have a friend. I don't have, it doesn't have to be physical. It can be, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And trust me, my friends have asked me to label it, and when they see this, they're going to be like, whatever. All my friends have asked me to label it, and there is no label to it. The label it is what it is. And that's it.
You need to put that on a shirt. It is what it is.
It is what it is, because at the end of the day, guess what? We're in the military, right? Everybody's going to leave, separate. We're not all going to go to the same locations. When I go to my next location, I might find another situationship that I really like.
You're gonna. If I know you, you're gonna.
Wow. The shade?
Listen, y'all, I'm pouring this shit out. Dark Horse is disgusting. Don't bite. Give me 2 seconds.
Well, you should have known when I said dry. I feel like at the end of the day, you should still. There's always going to be judgment, right? Because no one ever understands what you're doing, but they also care. Nobody wants you to get hurt, right? So it's okay. Like for me, I listen to what my friends are telling me, right? I listen to them, and I'm like, and I'm telling them like, and I do vent. Don't get me wrong, I vent when I need to, and there comes times where I'm like, damn, like, you know what? Maybe I just need to like actually find a relationship. But then I think about it, and I'm like, I'm not ready for a relationship, so I'm not gonna jump it. And that's the only reason I think like that is because sometimes you feel lonely.
Yeah.
You feel lonely, and you want that comfort. You want that person who's gonna like you. You don't like cuddling, so. But for me, I like cuddling, so I like to sleep with someone. Like I do. I really like. I like the cuddle portion of the night, and if in the middle of the night we end up separating, that's okay. It's fine. But at the beginning, I want to be cuddled, or I want to cuddle. But like it's that comfort, that need for that comfort. And like I'm gonna mention Anthony because he was supposed to be on this podcast and he's not.
Yeah, Anthony.
But
Yeah.
Anthony doesn't, and I'm gonna put his business out there too. Anthony is like you. Like you guys are just not affectionate. No offense. Maybe you're just not affectionate with your friends, but you're
You don't
just
think I'm
not.
affectionate with you?
First off, do you, Tony, you literally preferred sleeping in your parents' room than ever coming to sleep in my house.
That's just for comfortability.
That's but I'm saying, like, you guys are not people who, like, I wonder,
Oh,
believe it
like
or not, right? I am the least affectionate in my family. I've always been known. Listen, my
I
family
believe
knows
it.
me as the person with the like cold heart. Like I just don't have feelings. I'm mean. Like that's what my family knows me as, right? Because growing up, I was always angry, and then like I think once I like grew up, because I really didn't have a relationship ever until I got out of my hometown. So I mean, I didn't have anything. I didn't talk to anybody like that, and it was just not. It was not like that. But my family's always been affectionate. I mean, you met my family. They're
Yes.
very, they're very hugs and kisses, and I love you so much, and touch, tear, like keep your hands to yourself. Like,
I
and
love it
I used to
though.
hate it. And then you look at like pictures, and I'm always like standing there, like I'm about to shoot somebody.
Me mugging.
Me mugging up the world. But maybe it was just too much for me. Like it was too overwhelming to be like why do you guys want to touch me so much? Like leave me alone. Stop hugging me.
Yeah.
But now, like that I'm away for so long, like I do let them hug me. You know, we hug, we have fun. Every time I come home, you know, it's always a fun time. I can say that. They might drive me crazy, but
Yeah.
I love going home because I do feel that love, and I know that they love me. I know they care, and I know they miss me. But at the same time, like too much affection for me. Like even though I do like affection, and I do like, I don't need that much from that many people at one time.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I wish it was like that, but unfortunately, I'm the one that I rather stay away and only visit on holidays. But that's another topic
For
for
another time.
But
But you
so
know what?
before we go,
You asked
what
me how I felt about labels, but you didn't tell me how you felt about labels.
labels?
So have you
Because
ever found yourself being in a situation where you had to label something?
no, never. It's always been quick 1-2, catch on the flip side, hit you up when
So nothing
you
consistent.
want to do it again or
Got
whatever.
it.
And I've never felt the need to put a label on anything. I don't even know if I was actually thinking about labels. I was just thinking about, come on, let's get it on like now. Drop the ad.
You know, I get that. I understand. I
Yeah.
mean, because at the beginning, right? That's how I was. Remember, I was just like, just can you just come here, do what we do, and leave? Like, don't even stay here. Like, I had a strict rule that nobody could stay in my bed. I was like, no, you're not staying here. And then the other strict rule I had was I do not travel.
Yeah.
I don't travel, so you need to come to my house. And then I broke my no sleeping rule for one person in my bed, and then I traveled once.
Yeah.
But two of those people were consistent, and that's the only reason I broke my rules.
Yeah.
The others,
So
never.
yeah, I don't. If I just when it comes to labels, I'm not a person to when I was dating to put a label on things, and unless I felt like that it started off the right way. If we started off courting each other first, actually dating first, then now I feel like I should put a label on it. But
Did
if
you
we
say
started,
courting?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, courting.
Yes, I have a little, wisdom. I know the word court, or whatever. Not the basketball court, for you Generation Z listening. Court means to go after someone and seek someone. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, that's my take on labels. I don't really care for them unless the relationship starts off the way that I feel like a something that deserves a title should start off with. So
Okay.
yeah,
There was that
but
question that you asked me about. What was it about? How I was hard on one of our friends, and
yeah,
I wanna go back to that because, um, even though I told you, you jump into things. There was more to it for that specific situation because you know how I am about feeling, like how I feel about someone's
mhm.
energy, right? So if
Yeah,
off the bat I meet you and there's something off about you, I will make you feel that I don't like you
yeah,
and I don't care
yeah,
and I'm okay with that. And if I didn't like that. He might have felt that he had to choose,
yeah,
but I made it very simple. I was just like, I'm just not gonna come around over there. I'm like, we can still hang out. Like whenever you have time, let me know. We can go do something. I'm cool with that. And then like I just stayed at my house, and I was okay with that. I'm okay. I'm more than willing to step away because
mhm.
it's my feelings. At the end of the day, I don't want you to have to choose between whatever
Mhm.
situation you're getting yourself into and me, your friend, because that's not how I am. Because I wouldn't want you to do the same thing to me. So for me, it was easier for me to be like, hey, I'm not gonna come around when that person is around, but
Yeah,
we are good. Like there's nothing wrong here. I was like, we can hang out on the side. It's okay.
yeah, yeah.
I felt like you felt it more than anybody though.
The tension between you two, most definitely. I was running from house to house. Like I was like back and forth, like who am I spending time with today? But I mean, it's life. People go through it. Everyone's not gonna agree with the same thing. And energy is a real thing. And if you feel negative energy, you have the right to not be around it. But it's good that you acknowledge that and you know how to deal with that. And hopefully the person on the other end can receive it that way and respect it.
I mean, at the end of the day, shoot, whatever happens. I'm a strong believer that like, if a relationship is meant to last, it's gonna last. There's
Hmm.
no way around it. You're always gonna end up coming back to each other,
Hmm.
and that's okay.
Yeah. Well, before we leave, I want to say, hey, Anthony. Yeah, I'm talking to you in the motherfucking camera. I want you to come on the show. No, I'm not gonna tell you what the topic is, but I just want you to know that I'm not. If you watch this, then you know that I'm a very respectful, interviewer, conversation haver, discussion holder, and I'm not gonna do or say anything to make you feel uncomfortable. So hopefully, after you see this, you can come on because I want to talk to you about some good things. But other than that, thank you all for watching. Thank you, Kat, my best friend, so much for coming on. I can't wait to buy my motherfucking ticket and get my motherfucking
Yeah.
passport and get on the motherfucking plane and get in the motherfucking Italy. Okay. So thank you for joining me. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you for
Thank
your
you for
support.
having me and putting up with intruders coming into our video.
I love it. It's okay. You're watching, please subscribe to us on YouTube. Please like this video, share this video, comment. Please subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and what else? SoundCloud. Yeah, we on all streaming platforms. And yeah, get the word out about Wind Down with Tony. Thank y'all for watching. Bye.